Okay, so now we have to understand the concept of identity in this session. So far what we did, I would like to give you a quick overview. In first three videos, uh, what we did the detailed installation. We understand the architecture of OpenShift connectivity, and we understand the concept of UPI-based online installation. Then we understand how we can make the persistent storage on-prem OpenShift cluster, and we use the NFS based storage, and we use our load balancer as an NFS server, but you can use any different NFS server too. And in last video we did about the image registry, because OpenShift is providing built-in image registry, uh, and that image registry will not work if you did on-prem installation. So because the on-prem installation will not come by default with persistent storage or storage class, so that's why we perform all those activities manually. Now our cluster is in a state where we have successfully configured the storage class and registry, but still we have not tested how we can create some users that have those who have the capability to upload and pull and push the images. So this registry is just like Docker Hub. Docker Hub is in Docker Hub you need to create an account, and then you can push the images. Same like here in the OpenShift registry, we need some users. So those users will be responsible to upload and pull and push the images. So now we have to understand the concept of identity, the users management in the OpenShift. Okay, so create users in OpenShift. For this purpose, I will use this document. It's mentioned in the video's description, and this is the document, the official document. I'm using 4.16. The identity configure an htpasswd identity provider. This is one of the way to make authentication with the cluster. You can also attach your LDAP server and other protocols too, but here we concern only about htpasswd. In later videos, we will also perform about LDAP and rest of the stuff. So, what we need to understand, what is the concept of htpasswd identity? It's a type of authentication. Okay, so configure the htpasswd identity provider to allow users to log in on OpenShift container platform with credential from htpasswd file. So basically, we have first of all we have to create htpasswd file. You can read all these details, and if you have any question, you can contact me. So to create the htpasswd file, htpasswd is basically a utility from Apache project. So this utility you can install either on Linux or either on Windows. So to install on Linux, we need htpasswd utility, and we need to install this package on Linux. Okay, and if you want to install on Windows, this is the way you need to download this exe file, and then you can run this command on your Windows CMD. And you can do complete administration of your OpenShift from your Windows CMD too if you install the OC command on Windows. That is possible. Same like what we did for Kubernetes. We use the kubectl command on Windows. Okay, but make sure your Windows, whatever Windows you are using, that is able to reach the load balancer, the external IP. Let me show you the diagram again. So here is your cluster administrator. So cluster administrator can be Windows or Linux or Mac or whatever you are using. It should be connected with this network that is reachable to public facing interface of the load balancer, and then you can define this IP to connect with your cluster. Okay, so now let's start. First of all, I will check htpasswd command is installed, and hyphen hyphen help I can use, and here hyphen C we can use to create the file automatically very first time. If you are using hyphen B, I will use to, I mean, we can provide a username password on the command one liner only. We don't, it will not prompt for the password. But if you don't want to show the password on the terminal, then you can skip this minus B. And I will use minus capital V to provide some strong passwords. Okay, now htpasswd-c I will use only very first time if I don't have the file. So I am using hyphen capital B minus small b and small c, and then the file. For example, I want to create a file like htpasswd users. Okay, any file name you can give. This is not a mandatory to use this specific user file name. And then you have to provide a username. For example, I am going to provide the username like Asim Ehsan, and here I will provide the username ABC. Okay, uh, let me let me show you the this file. Here you can see Yasim Ehsan user is added. Let me add one more user, uh, and I will remove hyphen C, and username is this time Musa, and password is same. Okay, so enter, and you can see the database of this file is updated. The password is encrypted, and now we added these two users in this identity file. Okay, now if you will use hyphen c again, then it will overwrite the existing file. So don't use the hyphen c if you want to update the existing file. Okay, great. Now we use this method. It is given here, and we generated this file. Creating the htpasswd-secret. Okay, now we have to create a secret in OpenShift-config project, OpenShift-config namespace with any name, and a generic type of secret. And we did a detailed understanding of a secret in Kubernetes. So if you're confused about secret, you can consult with those videos. So here we will provide a file, the path of the file we will provide that we just generated, and this file inside the secret will be represented as htpasswd. This is mandatory. This is a special keyword that will be understandable by the OpenShift, and from file. So let me just copy this command, and here I will use this command to OpenShift-config, and htpasswd is equal to, just to make sure any spell mistake, under the temp, this is the file path. Okay, and htpass-secret. This secret name can be any name, whatever meaningful you want to use, but I use whatever is given in the documentation. Okay, and okay, it's created. Now OC get secret in the namespace OpenShift-config, and here you can see htpasswd-secret is created. OC delete, let me just delete this. I think I used this previously. Okay, so you will not see anything like this by default, and this is the secret we just created. So OC describe secret, this secret, and sorry, in the names, project name, and okay, it's created. Let me first of all check. See, who am I? Ah, great, I am logging with the cube admin. I thought yeah, I am using some different identity. So make sure, first of all, before doing anything, which user is performing this activity. Okay, so this secret is created, and quickly I will show you OC cat secret hyphen OYML, and you can see whatever file you gave is base64 encoded here, and if you do a decoding of this file base64-d, so you can see the stuff of your file. So and this is just a reverse engineering if you want to troubleshoot how many users you added in your secret. Okay, this was the second step, and we have done this. Next, this is the manifesto of the secret. We don't need to. Okay, simple htpasswd-secret. Okay, sample htpasswd-secret. The following custom resource CR shows the parameter and acceptable value for an htpasswd identity by provider. Okay, so OAuth is a special custom resource created by OpenShift that is not from Kubernetes. So OC API resources, grab OAuth. So this is a resource that is responsible for the authentication. So OAuth, actually its full name is OAuth. So short name is OAuth. So this this is a cluster level. You can see false written here. It's a cluster level resource. So OC cat OAuth. So there is a default cluster level of resource with the name cluster for the OAuth. So OAuth is the authentication method for this cluster. So let me OC get OAuth hyphen OYAML, and here you can see the uh, this resource is by default the specs part is empty. So under this specs part we have to define our own specs, and those specs are given here. You can see the OAuth, and under the spec we have to add these specs. So what we can do, either I can the process is given here. I can save its manifest somewhere and then I can reapply, or I can directly edit this resource. So OC edit OAuth, and here in the specs part I have to just copy paste this configuration. Okay, so here this is the name of your identity. It will be show on your dashboard. It can be any name, htpasswd provider or any meaningful name. Mapping method is claim, and type of authentication we are going to use htpasswd. Later on we will change these multiple types. Here we will define here multiple types, and htpasswd, which file is responsible to provide a username and password, and that is in the form of secret, This is the standard form of defining the file, and that secret is available in the OpenShift-config namespace. So this OAuth resource will search this secret in your OpenShift-config namespace. So we created with the same name, everything is good. So if you want to make more understanding about these parameters, you can read this here. You can see the control how mapping is established between this provider identity and user objects. Okay, existing secret and everything is given here. Next, we have to just save this, and if there is no syntax error, you will see this message. And just to validate everything is saved successfully, just regenerate the -oyaml OAuth. You can see it is updated here. Now, if this is done successfully, now uh, we have to, in the video description, I mentioned these steps. There is another namespace with the name OpenShift-authentication, and there are the pods running when you are authenticating with the OpenShift. So these are the three pods by default running on the master node. I show -o white. So you can see these are running on control plane. So when you will modify this resource OAuth cluster, by default OpenShift cluster will redeploy these three pods. Actually here in OAuth, OpenShift authentication, there is a deployment that is responsible to run these three pods. Okay, so this they configured this deployment that with the specific configuration that only pods will run on control plane. Okay, now uh, these pods will automatically be terminated and created after some time. There is some specific, I think some cron job may be running on the background or something is checking this OAuth config file if any modification is happen either in the file or either in the secret that we defined. Both are consecutively monitored by OpenShift, and for any modification, these three pods will be restarted, terminated, and reconfigured with the new configuration we provided so that the new authentication method is understandable by OpenShift. Now we can see these two all pods are restarted just right now. Okay, previously it was 39 minutes ago running. So it terminate and create the new one. If all are restarted, then what we can do, now our user is ready. So whatever user we provided, so we can log into those users on from our dashboard. So far our dashboard by default will come with this username password. Here you can only use the kubeadmin user because you have only one user for the cluster to log in from the dashboard or from the command line. But now we attach another authentication method. So just you have to refresh this page over the console, not yeah, console, OpenShift. And now you will see another method uh, of authentication on this dashboard. So here you can see if you want to log in with kubeadmin, click here. It will show you username, password, same page. And now you have another method that we define in our OAuth. So Later on, we will add multiple authentication method. It will be listed here. So for I will click htpasswd, the user I created. So it will log in now. The very first time it will perform some additional step on the background. It can take some time, but it's logged in perfectly. This means this user is good. Similarly, we can log in with the other user. Now I can also log in from the command line. From the command line, what can I use? See logout you can do, because I was live right now login with the cube admin. But if you log in with another user directly without logout, it will log out first user and log in the another user. So, but it's a good idea to have OC logout every time if you are leaving your uh, terminal, if you are leaving your desk. So this I'm using this cube admin, and this can be dangerous for your Kubernetes cluster. Anyone can use this resource if this is login. So OC, now I will log in with user Asemesan password and the API server. Since I am on the load balancer right now directly, I am performing everything from here. Okay. So if I am doing from my Windows machine that is connected here, then I will use definitely this IP. In this case, either I can use this IP or this IP for the authentication. Okay. So I can use either 10.10.10.1, and you know the API port is 6443, and this user is logged in successfully by using this API. And OC, who am I? You can see this user is logged in. And similarly, if I try to log in with the second user without logout, it was the Musa, and I logged in. And now see who am I am switching. So it's mean I am successfully, I am able to configure successfully my identity with the new users by using htpasswd. Everything is working perfectly fine. Now, uh, automatically you see this older user is logged out. So now let me again log in with the sim user, and now the the registry server we created last time. Now we have to use these users to push and pull the images. Okay, let me now go back to this one. Persistent volume claim image registry we created, and we use these. We create this route in the in this namespace. See, route, I believe this user will not be able to see this namespace because this is not the admin user. So I will just log in with the cube admin again. So this route we created, and this route, what I did, I just, because this domain name I use for this registry is not in the DNS. So etc hosts. So I just add an entry in the load balancer so that its name to IP is resolvable. Otherwise, you need to make an entry in the DNS wherever from wherever you are trying to access this registry, because our DNS is configured with a different domain. You know. So now I will switch back to my user, and here right now OC project, there is no project by default associated with this user because we just create the user. The cube admin user can associate some specific project with the user. I will show you later in other videos, but right now you have to understand the concept. By default, this user don't have any access to any project, any namespace. But the OpenShift by default give the rights to any user to create any project. For example, this is awesome project. Okay. Uh, Yeah, awesome project already exists. Okay, I think I created this. Let me awesome. Yeah, I just created this project and I jump into this project. OC projects. So you can see this is the OC get project, and this user have this own has its own project, and this user can push can use this project for different purpose. And OC, if I create, I can create multiple projects. Asym project 2. This is another project. Now you can see this user has 2 projects. So by default, the OpenShift is giving rights to any user to create multiple projects. Okay. Now this user will be the administrator of these projects. This user can do anything in this project namespace. Now, right now, what project I am using? I am in Asim project 2. Okay, I will as a developer, suppose I am as a developer, I am using this user as a developer, and developer want to push the image to the registry. So a developer will use the docker command, so docker command I also installed here, and let me just docker rmi remove this previous image. I would like to show you from scratch. So docker images, there is nothing. So this developer docker pull, for example, nginx image from docker hub registry. This user will tag this image and to push the in the image registry to. So if so when you are working with the image registry, you must have to tag the image according to the name and the repository name of the image registry. So I will do docker tag the nginx image, sorry, nginx image, and I will tag like my image registry name slash the project name that I am using right now. I'm using project 2, and image name and any tag I have to. You must have to tag the image to upload in the OpenShift image registry with this way. Whatever image registry you are using, then the name of the project right now the user is using, and then this image name can be anyone. This tag you must have to specify anyone. So let me tag it docker images. You can see it's tagged. Now if I do docker push, so here it will give me an error that authentication required, because this registry don't know from where you are coming. Okay, so now we have to log in this registry, and you remember in the docker deep dive part what we did. Docker login, and then to the registry name, and then we have to provide username and password. Okay, so docker login, I can directly provide the -u the username. Okay, -p the password of this user that I am using in the OpenShift cluster. So I right now I'm logged in with the Asim Ehsan user. So here I don't have to provide the password. I have to provide the key, the token. Sorry, the token. So I just did a Control C, OC. Who am I? And -t command will give you the token that you use to log in with your OpenShift cluster. So Asim Ehsan user use this token to log in. So this new OpenShift variant is using token-based authentication. It prefers the token-based authentication over username password based. So Docker login -u async -p the token. So either you can put type here the complete token, or you can use this command as a variable to provide the token. And where is our image registry? This is the URL of our image registry. So we provide these credentials. Let me just make one thing sure. Docker log out to this registry if I had any previous credentials and fresh credentials I want to throw. Okay, now these credentials are saved in the Docker login. What I will do now, I will push this image, and it is still asking, okay, OC project, uh, yeah, sorry, what mistake I did, the image tag I did wrong. So tag must be proper project name. So it's not awesome. So now Docker images, Docker push this image. So here now you can see when Docker tried to connect with the registry, it used the username password we provided in the login part, and images pushed in the registry. Unfortunately, so far, this image registry that we are using don't have any UI from Red Hat OpenShift, either from this dashboard or either you logged in from command prompt. So I think I added this. Yeah, here you can see. So there is no dashboard, just like Docker Hub, but you can push and pull the images. You can see how many images are pushed. So I showed you how a user login and how a user push the image. Similarly, the user, if the user want to pull this image, the user must have to log in, and then the user can use Docker pull and then this complete image name. So now if I log in with Musa user, and Musa user has OC, sorry, Docker images. Right now, Docker login is using the token of Asimisan user. So when this user will try to Docker push any image, for example, this user is trying to push this wrong image, it will give error because it has two issues. First of all, the login is mismatched, and second one, the image is not properly tagged. So it has to be first of all, the Musa need to create a project. Okay, and now Musa will tag the image properly with its project name, and here then we can any name I can put here, and Docker push, and it is giving me error. Why? Because right now my Docker is login with Asimisan user, not with Musa. So I need to log out from this registry, and I need to log in on this registry with user Musa by using its own token. Sorry, hyphen, what mistake I did? Uh, hyphen u. Let me just docker login. I think I did minor mistake. I don't know. I'm just recalling the old command. Yeah, it's logged in, and command was same. I don't know what mistake I did. Yeah, I use logout. Sorry, I use logout. Here should be login. So now Musa is login. Now when the Musa will try to push this image, Musa can push this image successfully. So similarly, to pull the image, you must have to log in, and then you can pull the image. If you are pulling the different user image, then you cannot use, because each image is secured by its specific user. So this was the whole concept about identity, user creation, and the authentication of built-in image registry with the newly created user.